Assalamu alaikum. The topic of this lecture is resistance levels of diode. In this lecture, we are going to discuss these three different resistance levels, which are DC or static resistance, AC or dynamic resistance, and average AC resistance. At the operating point, which we call Q point of a diode, moves from one region to another region, the resistance of diode will also change due to non-linear shape of characteristic curve. If you remember the shape of characteristic curve of a diode, that is non-linear in nature. And when we move uh, from one operating region to another operating region, the resistance of diode will change. The designation Q point is derived from the word quiescent, which means still or unvarying. So through biasing, we actually select Q point of diode, which is operating point. We call it Q point, and when you bias the diode with DC voltage, this Q point is fixed and not changing. That is why the name suggests that quiescent point or Q point. Now, if we bias the diode in this uh, at the point of this sharp rise of the curve, the the resistance level of the diode will be different, and if we bias the diode here in this region below the knee voltage, the resistance will be different, and if we bias the diode in reverse bias region, the resistance will be different. And the type of applied voltage or signal will define the resistance level of interest. So we have three different resistance levels. These are DC or static resistance, AC or dynamic resistance, and average AC resistance. Now the first one, which is DC or static resistance. When DC voltage is applied, that will result in fixed operating point on the characteristic curve that will not change with the time. For example, if you apply a DC voltage to a diode, DC voltage to, to a circuit of diode, if you include resistance also, then the Q point will not change. In this circuit or in this diode, a fixed amount of current and a fixed amount of voltage is appearing across the diode. So the Q point is not changing, and we can simply find the resistance level with this equation, which is RD is equal to VD by ID. For example, if we have this Q point, you can simply find the value of VD from this axis and ID from this axis and put into this equation. You will get the value of RD. The resistance of diode at the operating point can be found simply by finding the corresponding level of VD and ID from this characteristic curve. The DC resistance level at the knee and below will be greater than the resistance level obtained for the vertical rise section of the characteristic curve. This means if uh, you want to find DC resistance beyond the knee voltage or higher than knee voltage, then the value of resistance will be less than as compared to the resistance in all these regions to the left side of knee voltage. the resistance level in the reverse bias region will naturally be quite high, and the resistance level in uh, the reverse bias region where we have the negative VD, the resistance level will be very high. In general, therefore, the higher the current through the diode, the lower will be the DC resistance. So, if you see in this equation, higher is the denominator value, lower will be the value of the resistance. That is, higher the value of current against certain value of voltage, the lower will be resistance, and vice versa. With an example, we can explain this how the value of resistance changes against the uh, point of operation in different region. So example 1.3 says determine the DC resistance level of this diode circuit, uh, the characteristics of that diode circuit. So uh, we have to find it at ID is equal to 2 milliampere, that is ID is equal to 2 milliampere, ID 20 milliampere, and for VD equal to minus 10 volt. Now for ID is equal to 2 milliampere, we have found that the value of VD is 0.5 volt, and if you calculate the value of resistance, which is DC or static resistance, that is VD by ID zero point 0.5 over 2 milliampere, which gives us 250 ohms. Now for the part B, we have to find uh, RD for ID is equal to 20 milliampere. So for ID is equal to 20 milliampere, we have found the value of VD from this curve, uh, that will be VD is equal to 0.8 volt. Now putting it in the equation will give us 40 ohm, the value of RD. Now for the part C, where we have to find DC resistance for minus 10 volt. For VD is equal to minus 10 volt, ID is equal to minus S, that is minus 1 microampere. So putting minus 1 microampere at VD is equal to minus 10 volt. That is, putting this in the equation, VD over ID will give us negative sign will cancel out. So 10 volt over 1 microampere will give us RD 10 mega ohm, which clearly support some of the earlier comments regarding the DC levels of a diode in different region. So in if you want to summarize this, we will have a higher or too large resistance in reverse bias region. We will have higher resistance below the knee voltage, and we will have low resistance of the diode in this sharp rise curve point where we have voltage higher than knee voltage. Knee voltage is 0.7 here because the diode is silicon diode. Now AC or dynamic resistance, the varying input signal, that is AC signal, will move the instantaneous operating point up or down a region of characteristic curve. For example, if you have applied an AC signal to the diode, this Q point will move upward for positive half cycle and move downward for the negative half cycle of that signal. Now, uh, again, the lower the Q point of operation, that means smaller current or lower voltages, the higher is the AC resistance. This is similar to the DC resistance, that is, if you bias the diode in low region, we will have higher resistance. Now, the method to find this AC or dynamic resistance is to draw a tangent line on this Q point that will give us some higher value of VD and lower value of VD and some higher value of ID and lower value of VD, and we will get the difference of uh, higher and lower value of ID, which will be equated to delta ID, change in ID due to the application of AC signal, and correspondingly change in VD uh, due to application of this AC signal. For example, if you apply this AC signal to the diode circuit, the Q point will move upward for the positive half cycle and will move downward for the negative half cycle. And on vertical axis, we will have a change in ID, that is delta ID, and on this horizontal axis or x-axis, we will have change in VD because we have changing a Q point or quiescent point. Now we can simply find AC or dynamic resistance with this equation, which says RD equal to delta VD over delta ID. This example will explain the method to find AC or dynamic resistance. Let's assume we are given with this characteristic curve of the diode, and we need to determine the AC resistance at ID equal to 2 milliampere, and for the part B we need to determine AC resistance for ID is equal to 25 milliampere, and part C says we have to compare the result of parts A and B to the DC resistance at each current level. Now for the part A, we have ID is equal to 2 milliampere. Here we have ID is equal to 2 milliampere, and uh, a swing of 2 milliampere above and below the specified diode current was chosen. So if you draw a tangent line and the uh, and we assume that the swing of 2 milliampere is upward and 2 milliampere is from this point towards 0 or toward this horizontal axis, that is ID will be 0 for the lower value and ID will be 4 for the higher value. This will give us change in ID or delta ID. You can find delta ID by subtracting lower value from the higher value, that is 4 milliampere minus 0 milliampere will give us change of 4 milliampere. Similarly, corresponding values of VD will be for for the value of 4 milliampere we will have uh, VD is equal to 0.76 volt, and the value of for the value of ID equal to 0 milliampere, here we will have value of 0.65 volt. So we can find change in VD, that is 0.76 volt minus 0.65 volt equal to 0.11 volt. Putting these values into this equation will give us RD is equal to 27.5 ohm. Now for the part B, where ID is 25 milliampere, that is the Q point of diode is at 25 milliampere, and drawing a tangent line which specifies a swing of 5 milliampere upward and 5 milliampere downward, that will give us higher value of current ID equal to 30 milliampere, and lower value 5 milliampere downward will give us value of 20 milliampere. So delta ID will be 30 minus 20 milliampere equal to 10 milliampere, and corresponding values of VD are 0.8 volt minus 0.7 volt, means 0.7 volt is for ID equal to 20 milliampere, and 0.8 volt is corresponding value of VD for ID equal to 30 milliampere. So we will have delta VD equal to 0.0 volt, and we find RD through this equation, which give us RD is equal to 2 ohms. That is, higher the Q point, lower will be the value of AC or dynamic resistance. And we can compare these two values, this one and this one. That is, for the lower Q point we have 27.5 ohm is the value of AC resistance, and for this Q point we have 2 ohm is the value of AC or dynamic resistance. And for part C we need to compare RD, that is AC or dynamic resistance, to the value of DC or static resistance at same Q point. Now for ID is equal to 2 milliampere, VD is equal to 0.7 volt. For ID is equal to 2 milliampere, here you can see VD is equal to 0.7 volt. You can find DC resistance, which is equal to 350 ohm, which far exceed the value of 27.5 volt. That is, the value of DC resistance is much higher than the value of AC resistance. And for ID is equal to 25 milliampere, we have DC resistance equal to 31.62 ohm, which far exceed the value of 2 ohm AC resistance. That is, for the AC signal we will have low resistance values as compared to the DC application of DC voltage or DC signal. Now here we have computed AC or dynamic resistance with the graphical method, where we need to have a characteristic curve, and we need to find the corresponding values of uh, currents and voltages against the swing of input signal. Now we can also find dynamic resistance or AC resistance through mathematical method, like change in VD over change in ID was giving us the value of this AC or dynamic resistance. We can find change uh, by deriving or by the derivative of the function, which is Shockley's equation. Now if you derive this equation, or you find the derivative with respect to VD, we can write it like this: d by dvd into id is equal to d by dvd into is e raised to power vd by nvt minus 1. Now I have done this derivation on my book and uh, shown a picture of that here. You can take is as common, because is is an independent variable with respect to Vd. Now finding d by dVd here will give us is e power Vd over nVt into d by dVd into Vd over nVt minus 1, because 1 is constant as for this Vd dVd. This will give us 1 over nVt. 1 over nVt we will get from this factor, and is e power Vd over nVt. Now if you see Shockley's equation, and if you rewrite it like this, id is equal to is e power vd over nvt minus is, bringing is to this side will give us id plus is is equal to is e power vt over nvt. That is, this factor is here, we have is e power vt over nvt, that is equal to id plus is. So putting this value here will give us id plus is over 1 over nvt. So did over dvd will be equal to 1 over nvt into id plus is. After we apply differential calculus, we will get this equation, and in general we know that id is far greater than is in the vertical slope section of the characteristic curve. That is, in the vertical slope section of the characteristic curve, we have id much greater than is, because id is in few milliampere, let's say 5 or 10 milliampere, and is is in micro or nano ampere range. So ignoring the value of is will give us did over dvd approximately equal to id over nvt. Now since we know that r is equal to v by I, so if you flip this equation, you will get dvd over did equal to rd, which is dynamic resistance, that is equal to nvt over id. Now this ideality factor n is generally taken as equal to 1, and vt is equal to 26 millivolt for room temperature, that you can see in example 1.1 of Boasted book. So this will give us rd is equal to 26 millivolt over id. Putting n is equal to 1 and v equal to 26 millivolt will give us rd equal to 26 millivolt over id. That is, you can find dynamic resistance by simply substituting the quiescent point value of diode current into the equation. That is, you just need to know the value of id flowing through the diode, and you can find AC or dynamic resistance with this equation. Now this equation will define the AC or dynamic resistance of PN junction part only. But as we use diode in practical circuits, diode will have some resistance at its body or at its metal contact. So adding those values of resistance from the body of diode or metal contact, we can just rewrite the equation with this R prime D equal to 26 millivolt over ID plus RB, which is body resistance of that diode. Now the third resistance level is average or AC resistance. If the input signal is too large, we need to find average AC resistance. Average AC resistance is the resistance determined by the straight line drawn between two intersections established by maximum and minimum values of input voltage. Let's assume you have applied a too large input signal. So for the maximum value or the peak value of this positive half cycle, we will have the value of current, maximum current here, and for the lower peak we will have the value of current here. Now if you connect these 2 points, you will get change actually in ID by subtracting the value of lower current value from higher current value, and correspondingly you can subtract higher voltage value from lower voltage value to get delta VD. So the equation for average AC resistance is delta VD over delta ID, that is point to point. In this table, we have summarized the equations, characteristics and graphical determination of all these resistance levels. These are DC or static resistance, AC or dynamic resistance, and third one is average AC resistance. For DC or static resistance, the equation was capital RD is equal to VD over ID, and it can be defined as point on characteristic, means at any Q point. So you need to find the value of VD, you need to find value of ID, and just simply putting in this equation you will find DC resistance. And for AC or dynamic resistance, this is uh, the mathematical equation. You just need to find the value of ID and you will get small rd, that is AC or dynamic resistance. But if you want to find it from the characteristic curve, you need to draw a tangent line with the equal slope upward and equal swing upward and equal swing downward. Will give you some maximum and minimum values of current, similarly maximum and minimum values of voltages. And when you find the change in voltage and change in current, you can simply put in this equation to find AC or dynamic resistance. And for average AC resistance, which is from point to point, you need to find delta ID and delta VD from maximum to minimum points, and putting these values in this equation will give you average or average AC resistance. So this is the end of this lecture. We define different resistance levels of a diode. Thank you very much.